Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Ask Matt Lloyd. So right now I'm at the Mob headquarters. These are the new offices we've got. Behind me you can see we're actually going to be renting out most of these offices. Mob's on the other side. So I thought I would answer a question today. This is from Miller, and the question is, Matt, how do you prepare yourself for 2018 so you have an incredible year? So in terms of sales and general results. So I'll tell you what I do to get ready for the next year. And then I'll just try and relate this back to you. So the first thing I'm going to suggest is usually around New Year's, a lot of people, they kind of take that time off and they might travel somewhere. So usually between Christmas and New Year's and then the first few days of the New Year's, people are out celebrating, out partying, and then just recovering for maybe the first 3, 4, 5 days of the month in January. And my advice is don't do that. You know, I'm all for going out and celebrating and having a good time, but if you're just getting started for the new year around the 5th or later into January, you've already lost 5 days. So you've already lost a lot of momentum. So personally, I try and plan things out late December, so I know that January, come the 1st of January, I can just hit the ground running and make sure that everything is moving along. I also really start ramping up my lead flow right before January. So right now, at the date of filming this, it is the 20th, 21st, something like that. I think the 20th of December. So we've got 10 days left in the month. So right now here at Mo, we're really starting to try and ramp up our marketing. And it's tough because all of our biggest traffic vendors, they're all, they're starting to take time off for Christmas and New Year's, but we're putting pressure on them to just really ramp up lead flow so that as soon as we hit January, we've got a lot of leads in our pipeline and we can have an incredible month. I'm a big believer that, how you start the year says a lot about how you will finish the year. It's just like a person's productivity in a day. How you start your day is usually how you're going to finish your day. So if you start your day in a lethargic state where you're getting out of bed late and you don't really have a plan and you rock up to your workplace and you start by just reacting and responding the email, responding the Facebook and just reacting, you're not going to accomplish a lot in your day. Whereas if you have a plan, if you plan the night before and you know exactly what you're going to do in the morning, you have a set time that you get up, a set time that you're going to get to work, and you have a plan on how that day should go, and you start it off strong, then you get a lot of momentum behind you, and normally you're going to have a much better day. Well, your year is kind of like that. If you start the year off and January, February, March are strong in sales, you feel good about it. And if I look back on our last few years, 2015 was a big month for Mob. We set records. We almost doubled 2014. So in 2015, we had a very strong start. Now 2016 wasn't a bad year for Mob, but we didn't grow a lot. We remained fairly stagnant. And that year started off not so great. Okay, the first few months weren't so great. They were just average. But 2017, on the other hand, we started off very strong, and 2017 has been the most incredible year in terms of sales and growth. The company has, in terms of the size of our team, we're probably about 35-40% bigger than we were 2015, 2016, yet we more than doubled in revenue. So we've more than doubled in size, we've doubled in commissions paid out. And largely, I think it's because we got a lot of momentum behind us early on in the year, and we made sure we kept it up. So my advice is just, come January 1st, be ready to go, and last of all, have a plan. So what's your target for the year? How much revenue do you want to bring in for the year? Therefore, what are you going to be averaging per month? What do you need to be averaging per day? And what I actually do is I work out my big overall number that I would like to hit. Okay, what's my ideal number and the number that's going to stretch me a little bit. I then work out what would that be per month, but I also factor in that we're going to be ramping up. So if I'm looking at, say, 15% growth from one month to the next, then I factor that in my calculations, and I have a plan on how much revenue should each month bring in. And then it's all well and good to have targets for each month, but you have to work out what are the inputs to get those outputs. So if you want to bring in $1 million in revenue for a month, well, how many leads are you going to need to get? What's your conversion from your first front end product that you're selling to your next product? What's it need to be? So in my case, for Mob, our biggest funnels, it's going to be our 21-step funnel. So I need to work out how many $49 buyers do we need per day? What's our conversion to our next program, which is silver and gold? How many of those do we need per day and per month? And then I need to do the same thing for our live event division, and that's working out registrations for the free event, and then how many tickets to our 3-day event do we need to sell? So I have to work backwards and work out what are the exact inputs to reach our output. So you have to do those calculations too. And even when you do these calculations, the reality is normally what happens is going to be very different to what you plan. So you might plan to grow 15% from one month to the next, and you might find that something happens midway through the year, some unexpected crisis or something happens, so things don't go to plan. But it's better that you have a plan and you miss it than having no plan at all. When you have no plan at all, again, you're like that person who just wakes up in the morning lethargic and just reacting all day without any direction in what they're trying to accomplish. So have a plan and get started early January, and just be ambitious in your targets. Okay, hope that helps. See you tomorrow.